Hi fashion designer and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how to make this beautiful dress for a 7 to 8-year-old child. If you want to know how to draft this pattern, I'll definitely post a link down on the description. So the material that you're going to need, I have a horse braiding which I'm going to attach on the bottom of the skirt, and then I have got a zip and the two types of bias, of which you can make them for yourself or you can buy ready-made. I've got one that is 2 centimeter wide and the other one is 1 cm. So I'm going to take the front panel and the back two panels and place them right sides facing, and then go ahead and sew right on the shoulders. And this is how it will turn out. Now grab your sleeve and do make sure that you do match the notches, the center notches, with the shoulder seam. Now I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and sew a straight stitch. And this is how the blouse should look so far. Now sewing the side seam, I am going to make sure that you do also match the armhole seam, and then take it to the sewing machine and sew 1 inch seam allowance. And this is how the blouse turned out. For the skirt, I am going to make 180-degree of the skirt, circle skirt. So I folded my fabric over here. So in order to calculate that, I'm going to calculate waist measurement divided by 6.14, and then that answer I will place it right at the corner of my fabric, and then from there, which is the waistline, I'm going to measure the length of the skirt, which is around 21 inches plus 1 inch of hemming also. So that means it's 22. So once I've marked the shape of the circle skirt, I'm just going to cut out the panel piece. And this is how it looks on fold. So I'm just going to open it up, and this is how much the volume of the skirt is. So attaching the skirt is so easy. You just need to open up your blouse like this, and then take the bottom skirt and place them right sides facing. You just want to pin around the waist and then sew a straight stitch. And when it is done, this is how it should turn out. To attach the zip, I am going to post a tutorial on different ways to attach a zip. I'm going to use this method, which I really love a lot, especially when you don't have an invisible zip. So I am going to fold or sew right, attach the dress at the back. Make sure that you always match your seams. And I've left 1 inch of zip allowance right on my pattern, so which is the 1 inch I'm going to use to actually attach the zip. And then I'm going to open up the seam here in order to attach the zip. And make sure that the zipper teeth are facing the correct side or the right sides with the seam. And then you have attached it. I'm going to post a tutorial on how I attached this zip. Now for the hemming, I love this method. So what I'm going to do is to take the horse braiding and just fold away or just hide out the raw edges. And I'm just going to take this piece of cloth, wrap it around this edge, and then sew a straight stitch. So this is how it will turn out. So now to attach the horse braid, you should attach it from the outside of your dress, right at the back seam. So attach it right on the outside of the dress so that you'll be able to flip it in once it is sewn. So another tip is, do make sure that you do not pull the horse braiding as you attach it, because this is what it will do. So the correct way is to just place it right on the edge of the skirt and then just allow the machine to guide you. And now once you reach the other end of the horse braiding, I am going to attach another piece of cloth to hide out the raw edges. So as you can see, this is how it looks. You can see they are matching very well on the center. I'm just going to continue now and finish off the horse braiding. Now you need to fold it in on the inside of the dress. I'm just going to pin it down here. The easiest way for it not to avoid this from standing up, you just go ahead, take it to the ironing board and press iron it flat so it's to be easy to control on the sewing machine. So you can see that it did leave out, or it did fold in the 1 inch. So now you want to go ahead and do a top stitch right on the edge, a top straight stitch. And you can see it looks so nice and flat on the inside. Now for the embellishment, because I'm using a 2 centimeter wide bias, I just want to place leave a gap of yellow, black, and yellow, black, and yellow. So that's the theme that I'm going for. So I'm going to mark 1.5 inch over here so that I can give the strips distance to from each other. I'm going to do the same thing also on the sleeve. So attaching this bias on the skirt, the wider one, I'm just going to sew it right here on the edge of the skirt as shown. And on the raw edges, or the last bit, I'm going to fold it in. And this is the same process also with this bias that is 1 cm. I'm just going to sew it the same way as I did with the one at the bottom. Also the sleeve, I'm going to fold it in 1 cm. And then once I'm done, I'm also going to attach the bias. So I did attach the bias also on the sleeve. Now I want to attach the bias on the neckline. Because I want this bias to actually show on the outside, I'm going to sew it on the inside of the dress. As you can see right now, I'm folding the edge of the bias and I'm sewing it all the way around on the neckline. Make sure you do also trim off some excess fabric. And then once you are done, you want to turn it on the correct side of your dress like this. And then once you are done, you want to sew a straight stitch right on the edge of the bias. Now this is how the dress it is done. It's almost complete. Go ahead and attach a button right here on the neckline so that it avoids opening a lot. And I went further to attach the center buttons, and let me show you how this dress turned out. If you really enjoyed this tutorial, make sure that you give it a thumbs up so that it will be able to reach other sew buddies. As for me, see you on the next one.